you could see one of the runways of the international airport, of the Ben Gurion airport, and the planes coming above are on their way to land there. Now, if we would look in this direction, just to show that it's not just the kind of the paranoia of some people in Beit Aryeh, from the village we are looking at right now, that is called Dir Balut. In 1971, Katyusha rockets were fired at Petach Tikva, causing deaths of 5 people in Petach Tikva. We are talking about immediate danger to all the neighborhoods here if there is no control, if there's no real peace between the sides, and if the situation is the way we face it right now, that is, as we said, very complex. On one hand, the mayor was talking about wonderful coexistence, which is absolutely true, and we encourage it in every possible way. On the other hand, the village behind the one we see, Rantis, unfortunately was home to some dangerous terrorists that committed terrorist attacks in Jerusalem. In this context of unilateral steps of the Palestinians that are obviously not leading to peace and obviously not leading to different situation on the grounds, we have to be very cautious, and we have to make every possible step, including some kind of adjustment to the new developments if they will happen, in order to make sure that all the security needs we've been talking about are properly attended. The question of annexation of security areas or of so-called population blocks in Judea and Samaria haven't been discussed in the government. Some ministers, including myself personally, said that probably that would be one of the steps that the government should have taken if, once again, if the Palestinians go too far unilaterally. No one's in favor of it. I mean, we would rather negotiate, we would rather do things as normal people do, via negotiations, and via negotiations we can reach the arrangements in which no one will think of evacuation or transfer or any of these things. We can find a way to live together. Unfortunately, as I already mentioned, for 2.5 years we haven't found a partner on the Palestinian side. If it were just for our security needs that are very real, but I would feel that we don't have the basic right to be here, I would never be standing or sitting at this stage here in front of you. I do believe, as most of my colleagues believe, as definitely the residents of Beit Aryeh believe, that this land is Jewish land. We have the perfect right to live here and to build here. The rest is already about reality. We recognize the presence of other people living here. We want to find modus operandi. We want to take care of the security needs. But without this basic assumption, no negotiations, no dialogue, and no demands for security are possible. This is something that I want to make very clear to avoid one of the questions that sometimes come up. Okay, we understand. You've been attacked, there are security needs, but this is not yours. Just get out of here. There's a dispute. I'm well aware of the fact that Palestinians claim that this is theirs. We have to find some modus operandi how we coexist. But the basic assumption is this is Jewish land. We are here by right and not just because we were looking for a place to build a couple of houses or just to make ourselves more secure. Now, second thing, there will be a question that, okay, you are talking about the situation of tension, about the situation of nearly war, about mistrust that you have towards each other. We are talking about peace agreements. When there will be peace, the situation will be different. Get rid of this complex. No one's going to attack you. When we are talking about security needs, we are talking about security needs in a very specific context of unilateral moves, of no negotiations, of the refusals of the Palestinians to come and negotiate. And our Prime Minister has been saying morning and night, basically every day for the last 2.5 years, that he is ready for negotiations without any preconditions. The last point here would be, there is this wonderful recipe, the tensions, the problems, the violence, the terrorism are the result of one thing, of the quote-unquote illegal Israeli settlements. The mayor said right now, and I couldn't agree more, we're talking about Jewish communities. You see a wonderful community here. I'm not sure what is my attitude towards settlements. I know for a fact that I like many people living in Jewish communities in Judea and Samaria. Now, this is a good theory. You know, you evacuate all the quote-unquote illegal settlements, you pull out as far as IDF is concerned, and everything will be fine. This theory was checked once, 6 years ago, in the Gaza Strip. And we just had 3 weeks ago still another reminder, not that the situation has been calm for the last 6 years, but we still have another reminder that I guess the situation is a little bit more complex than that. And it's not just, you know, a one-liner, evacuate the settlers, get out of there as far as the armed forces are concerned, and everything will be fine. Things are not fine. Missiles on over 1 million of Israelis are not fine.